Is this... What the fuck is this thing doing? Why can't I see it? There it is. Alright, whatever.
Carl, what doesn't annoy you? That's the question, really.
No, I'm not going to sit here and... different things annoy me. But I don't just go about getting annoyed.
Seems
Stuff
like
happens. No. Stuff happens.
What's
and
annoyed you this week?
I mean, I tend to get annoyed when people around me get annoyed. I'm never the one who's going in somewhere getting annoyed. I'm quite happy-go-lucky, me. I'm not.
That's rubbish.
You're,
There is nothing about... No one would ever say that.
No one...
How would you describe Carl Pilkington?
Oh, he's happy-go-lucky. Whenever I see him, he's skipping along, whistling a tune.
I whistle a lot, I've told you. I'm
Yeah,
always
only
whistling.
to annoy people when you're playing Scrabble.
No, I just... At the end of the day, I think the problem is, most of the day, I'm on my own.
Right.
Right? I'm doing DIY at home. I'm quite happy. No one's there annoying me.
Right.
I go for my lunch later than everyone else, so I don't have to see people.
He's like Quasimodo, isn't he? It's like
Why?
coming down when everyone else is not there.
When no one's around.
Yeah.
Suzanne!
No, but then that's the problem. Suzanne then comes home. She's been sort of with people, so she comes in with loads of energy, and I'm going, just slow down. Stop going on. Then she's breaking stuff, and that's probably the last
What do
thing.
you mean she's breaking
She's
stuff?
heavy-handed with all the stuff I've been fixing. She broke the shutters. What else did she break?
Well,
the
you
other
could
day?
have done a good job.
I did do a
The
good job.
shutters? Where do you live? In the Old West?
What do you mean the shutters?
Some shutters on a window. She heavy
I like
handed
it dark. I don't want them to see me. What a mum.
So what else has she broken?
She's always breaking stuff. The light switch outside. Heavy-handed. Don't. She forces things. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It doesn't matter how hard you hit it or how hard you pull it. Just tell me if it doesn't work and I'll sort it. That's what I do these days. I'm like a caretaker to Suzanne's house. I'm wandering around replacing stuff that she's fucked up.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, dear. So she annoys you. She comes home. You've had a lovely day of peace on your own.
So the only person that likes you and talks to you annoys you.
And when you're at home doing your DIY, I want to picture that scene.
Okay, right. We've never done this before, right? But let's do a typical day. We've known each other now. How long have we known Carl? Nearly 10 years.
Feels like a long time,
right?
yeah.
So let's do.
You
a
know
typical
how hard
day
to
in
the
the
kids.
life
So I was
of Carl
feeling ya.
Pilkington.
Yeah,
So
man.
My first question is, what time
Yeah,
does Suzanne have to
as I was
wake
playing,
up?
I was like,
Does that mean
fuck.
You have to get up earlier than you.
This is a
She's
bit
got
of
a proper job.
it's a bit of
The
work.
alarm goes off.
What time?
Yeah, I love this app.
About 7.
Carl's day.
Yeah, but I'm used to it now.
Okay.
At the
Now you
moment,
spring out of bed, make her a cup of tea, do you?
no.
What do
Right.
I want? Do I want
I let her get up,
VODs or a cup
mess
of tea?
about.
By mess
Oh,
about, you
well.
mean get ready for work,
I'll
Yeah.
get my one drink.
right?
She's not being quiet, so I'm awake now. Right?
What do you mean she's not being quiet?
Well, she's just banging about, like I say, heavy-handed. I don't know how she does it. It's just doors and stuff. Everything seems like the Hulk's in the house. Bounding about. Just don't
Bounding
do it.
about.
Even like pulling the curtains shut and stuff.
Bounding.
He's not her who has to fix it. Do you know what I mean? When she's yanking at them and pulling them open, it's like, just pull them like that. Put them on a nice rail. Just pull them slowly like that.
Right.
It's things like that.
This sounds like these jobs aren't done correctly.
That's what
They
I'm
are
thinking.
done proper.
No, because if you get like a, you know, if you get a bad pair of jeans and someone says, "Oh, you've ripped it," a good pair of jeans, they won't rip, boy.
No, just look after it. It doesn't matter if you've got good genes or poor genes. Treat them the same. Look after your stuff. I've
They
always
won't
been
rip,
like
boy.
that. I've told you from a young age I didn't like people sitting on my bed after I'd made it. It was like, I've gone through trouble, I've made it, there's no creases in it, don't sit on it. There's a chair there, use the chair.
Okay,
Um,
that's mental, but yeah.
it's not mental.
It's the behaviour of a
It's not
psychopath.
mental.
Yeah.
So Suzanne's
she's got-
passionate about the place.
So the doors, I mean, what's up with the doors? Do they squeak, or is the
No.
catch been done wrongly on them,
No.
or
No,
is it
they're
the wrong
eating so much.
wood or something?
Yeah, it's
So-
indeed.
Steady
If I'm in a bit
on it.
right. Cool, man.
So then she has a shower.
Right.
If I have a shower, I like to go second because I've got the Mr. Muscle spray that she doesn't do properly.
Right.
do you breakfast together?
Just sit on the bed, have some.
Oh, have you made the bed yet?
Yeah, it's made.
Well, don't sit on the bed if it's made.
That's
No,
mad.
I've
Sit on
calmed
the
down
chair.
now. I've calmed down. That's what I've said to her. As I'm getting older,
Yeah.
I'm easing a bit.
Yeah, you're like Doris Day.
So sit on the bed, look
Why
out
are you
the
having
window.
breakfast not sat on the bed? That
Yeah,
makes sense
it
to
doesn't
me.
make sense
Either
to me.
have breakfast in bed,
Just 'cause
classic,
the
or have it
radio-
at the kitchen table.
The radio's in there, and it's just kind of.
So you get up, make breakfast, and go back and sit on the bed because the radio's
What's
in there.
going on with the crumbs, Rick?
I don't know what the crumbs are doing,
the
but I don't
crumbs
know why
all
I've
over?
got two
crumbs.
radios.
Hang on, you don't know what I'm having. I'm having cornflakes. No crumbs with cornflakes.
No,
Right
but
then.
So you're having two of you are sat there. Are you sat on opposite sides of the bed looking at each other, or are you both sat on the sides
No,
of the bed
sat-
looking at the wall, listening to the radio, eating a bowl of cornflakes?
Yeah,
well,
Relax.
are you sort of cross-legged on the bed, or your legs are down on the
just
floor?
down on the floor.
Right.
Fully clothed now. You've had the showers.
I might have a t-shirt on and my undies.
Okay.
I haven't put my socks on yet. I don't like socks. I'd put them on last.
Why don't you like socks?
They just cut off your freedom.
I don't know how socks can cut off anything.
It's alright if your feet are cold. They're nice to put on, but I don't know. My socks are never that well fitting, so I don't really enjoy
But why
wearing
don't you
them.
get socks that fit
Yeah,
you?
get
Because
the
I
right
never buy
size.
socks. Do
They
I?
should
Let
be the
other
same
people-
size as your shoes.
Yeah,
little
I let
rule.
other people buy them for me, and they're never quite right.
But hold on though, this is a rule you've imposed on yourself.
I'm only telling you because you've asked. I didn't come in here moaning about it. I'm just
Socks
saying,
cut off your freedom. Never heard that before.
Okay. Mandela said it.
Well, yeah, never heard socks compared to the Berlin Wall.
Yeah, I think William Wallace said it as well. Right.
Yeah, imagine that in Braveheart. Just takes his socks off and goes,
Yeah.
freedom!
Yeah.
Anyway, then I'll say, right, on your way to work, take the bin bag out.
Right.
She'll do that, and then I get on with whatever I've got to do that day.
Little kiss on the cheek, on the
But why
forehead.
do you say
Pat on the head.
who pats who on the head?
I'll just sort of rub the back of her head. There you go. See you later.
Then what? You're there. You got your pants on. You got your t-shirt on.
Well,
You've
you
had
listen
your
to the
cornflakes.
news. You listen to what's being said on the radio. We'll have a little discussion about it. Sometimes she's in the mood for it. Sometimes she'll go, "Don't worry about it."
Right. What now? What would she say that to then? What would you worry about if you heard on the news?
I heard something about worms getting teeth,
Right?
and she was kind of going, "You know, you're not meant to worry about this news story. There's wars going on, stuff. You never listen to them."
Do you remember the story of the worms with the teeth? Should we be alarmed ourselves? What was the information?
It was just saying how it was all about nature versus nurture thing,
Right.
and saying how worms that are growing up in a family where there's loads of food around,
What do you mean growing up in a family?
just a family of worms in the soil.
Right.
They're going through the soil. If there's loads of food
Mm.
for everyone, and they don't have to fight for food,
Right.
they're quite happy. They don't have teeth. The ones like the rougher worms, where there's not enough, it's like a massive family that kids left, right, and centre, but they haven't got the nutrients to feed them all.
Mm.
They fight against each other, and the ones they're growing teeth now.
I didn't hear the news story, so I'm going out on a limb here. I don't think it was about a worm being maybe more working class and chavvy though, with like big families. Look at that, their big family can't even feed them all, and then you got middle class worms going, well, we've got enough food for everyone because we haven't overbred.
You know what people are like now? They've got researchers watching all sorts of stuff,
Right.
keeping their eye on everything. When you don't have to worry about it. A worm with teeth, if they've got teeth or not, to me it is not a problem. not a problem at all. I normally save a worm if I see one
So,
in the rain on a pavement. If I see it there, I go, someone's going to stand on that, and I chuck it, and I sort of watch it for a bit, see which way it was going, give it an helping hand.
see which way it was going, like it had an aim.
Well,
See
they do.
which-
No, they do though, don't they? They're always going somewhere.
Yeah.
He was
You
going to the
can't,
dentist.
you can't tell. You don't know which end its head's on.
Do you check that it's got teeth first? Because there's some crunchy food or there's some soft food.
Like I said, it doesn't concern me, but I listen to it because it's on the radio.
Okay, so it's 8:05. Suzanne's gone out. You've rubbed the back of her head. She's took the rubbish out. You're there. Pants, t-shirt,
No socks.
no socks yet. What happens to the bowls of ex cornflakes? Where do they go? Have you got?
I wash up.
You wash up. That's the next thing you do, is it?
Mm.
Right. Okay.
Now then, do you plan ahead for the day? Do you think to yourself, Carl, make a list of stuff to do, or do you just let it go?
I let it happen. I
just let
don't
it happen.
like the worst thing for me
Mm.
is planning.
Yeah.
I've told you before.
Yeah.
You don't get anything done by planning, is
I
what you
don't.
said.
I don't like the idea of waking up going, I've got to do that today, because that's when you don't look forward to doing the thing.
Yep.
Mm.
Whereas I get up, I'm washing up, I'll look at a wall and I'll go, those tiles aren't very good. I'm going to rip them off. So
Jesus.
Christ. This is amazing. This is amazing.
Hey.
I mean,
What do you what sort of
forget
video are
Idiot
you making,
Abroad.
man?
Forget the Ricky Gervais show. Let's just have 24/7 Carl Cam. Just think how that would. He gets up. Suzanne leaves. We get him to, he looks at a wall.
He
we go.
starts tearing the tiles off. It looks like the behaviour of a psychopath, doesn't it?
Oh, so
Are there handles on
So
the
you-
inside of your house?
this is what worries me though. The fact that you're always doing DIY suggests that you didn't do a good
Capturing
job.
the-
in the
ah,
first place.
nice.
Am I wrong?
You sound exactly
I
right,
never
mate.
ever do the same thing twice.
No,
Once
we
it's
know.
done, it's done.
Mm.
I do it right. I take my time. I get it done
So
right.
this is other people's workmanship that you're undoing and doing
Definitely.
properly. Okay, right.
Now, the radio's in the bedroom, so you can't
Oh.
listen to the radio when you're doing your work.
I normally drag it through.
You drag it through. How big is it?
No, it's just a little clock radio thing.
So it's plugged in.
Yeah,
It's
plug it in, yeah.
Okay.
Then
Nothing fancy.
Well,
to
hang
show.
on,
Yeah,
then, let's
sick.
go back, because presumably you've dismantled the tiles. You've got to pop down and get all your supplies, haven't you, from B&Q or somewhere?
well, I went to home base. Might have a walk there if the weather's nice.
Yeah.
25-minute walk. That's all right.
25 minutes, a bit of a jaunt, though, because you've got to carry all the stuff back, haven't you?
Depends what I'm buying. If I'm
Right.
just buying a tub of adhesive,
Yep.
I can handle that. It's if you're getting heavier stuff.
What do you do in that case?
Drive.
Okay, get the motor.
Yeah. But
Now,
I don't
are you-
like shifting that because you lose your parking
Now,
space.
do you put
Doesn't like
on?
moving the car because he loses his parking space. So don't use the car for fear of losing the parking space.
Yeah.
Not if I can help it.
Now, question: when you go to Homebase or B&Q or some sort of tile shop or a lumber yard, do you
Fuck the
affect
audio.
a more
No,
working
it's
class accent like I've heard Steve talking to his carpenters?
I always do that, yeah.
I don't have to talk to anyone. I know exactly what I'm getting. Straight in there. I know the layout. I've been in there plenty of times.
Mm.
I might have a bit of a browse whilst I'm there. I like looking at different tools.
So if it wasn't for meeting up with me and Steve and Suzanne being home between, I don't know, 6 o'clock at night and 8 the next morning, you wouldn't talk to anyone, would you?
Do you have any friends that you might talk to?
Yeah, talk to some people on the phone. But then I soon get bored with that.
Right.
About 5 minutes in, I realise I'm not listening anymore.
Who's the last person? You have to name names, but just give a generic name. So who's the last? Who's a
What's the point of
old school mate, or is it someone you've met more recently?
that?
Showbiz
Someone
pal.
more recently.
Right.
And, it's fine at the beginning. It's like, oh yeah, that's good.
So what were you talking about that you got bored about?
I can't remember because I got bored with
Yeah.
it. And I'm normally... You see, the thing is, these days, people haven't got your proper attention, have they? Because it's a mobile, so you can carry on doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
So I was ripping old raw plugs out of the wall.
Jesus.
And he was talking, and I kind of thought, I hope he doesn't say, what do you think of that in a minute? Because I wasn't listening.
Right.
So what's the point of having the conversation?
I don't know.
But hold on, I call you up. It's presumably the first phone call you get. It's the first phone call I
Sometimes.
make. I call you up, and I go, "What's going on, boy?" Right?
Yeah, but most of the time I don't tell you because you'll go, right, what you doing DIY? Pay someone to do it. And we have to have all that every day, the same chat. If I'm not doing DIY, I wouldn't be doing anything. And then I get grumpy. Suzanne comes home, she goes, what have you done today? And I go, nothing. and I get fed up then because I don't
Because
feel like I'm worth anything.
I work harder for your career than you do. I'm always doing stuff
Nice.
to try and get you to do stuff. I'm always trying to get you shows and things, and I'm always trying to get you to get out there and do something towards it.
I don't
But
want to do it. I've done it now.
Yeah,
I've done it.
yeah.
We did the programme. It goes out on the telly. Job done. If people want to watch it, they watch it. There's no point me cropping up on Loose Women asking people to tune into my programme. They either want to watch it or they don't. If they're watching Loose Women, I don't want them watching my programme. There's a lot of crap on the telly, and that's why, in a way, people go, oh, it's amazing, isn't it, that you're on the telly? No, not really, because there's loads of garbage on there. Anyone can get on it.
Well, that's
It's
true.
not special anymore.
That's
It used to be
true.
special in the 80s when there was like 3 channels, 4 channels. Now it's a doddle.
But that's why you should make special TV. That I like the fact that in anything you do, 90% in any framework, in any genre you work in, is crap. That's why it's nice to be in that 10%. That's why it's nice to do something that's special. You know, the great thing about Idiot Abroad is people haven't seen anything like it before. I'm so proud of it. It's great. So the fact that you're in a genre where something is 90% crap, that makes you look better. You should relish that.
No, because I don't think people who are watching Loose Women like it. They want some sort of flump telly, don't they? That's that they don't have to think about.
Yeah. Do you mean the program The Flumps?
He didn't say flump. He said flump.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Now how are you spelling flump? It's F-L-U-M-F. PH flump. PH flump.
PF.
PF. Oh,
PF?
Flump. Okay.
Flump telly.
Yeah, Flump.
Flump telly. So take it this way. So
And what would be an example of Flump telly?
what's flump telly?
No, I don't want to go slagging stuff off, but I'm just saying I watch
Who
less
would
and less
feature
telly
in
now.
Flump telly? Who would be a typical
Who's
person?
typical? Is it those? Is it awful? Those awful docu soaps when people live their life like an open wound, saying, "Look, me fanny fell off," and
I haven't seen that, but yeah, all that sort of stuff. I do honestly. The amount of telly I watch
haven't
now
seen
compared to a few years ago, it's non-existent. Suzanne comes home at night. I might watch a Grand Designs to get some tips off it. Other than that,
So that's work. You can't. That's
My
work.
fanny fell out.
at least you learn something.
Oh, what the
Does
fuck's
Suzanne
wrong
like
with
Grand
him?
Designs?
She likes to see the end result, to see what it looks like, but she gets bored at the beginning when it's just a load of bricks.
Right.
She's got enough of that at home.
So,
Yeah.
and then we'll just sit and have a game of crib. Or
You'd have been happy in the Blitz, wouldn't you? You'd have been happy down in one of those subway stations.
Oh, Suzanne, what? Chimney's gone. Oh no, what was that? Doodlebug. I better go up there. Oh, leave it. Well, it's fine. Oh, that's bloody heavy-handed. Them Germans. They're bloody heavy-handed.
Well, let's go back a bit here. So you've gone down B&Q, you've got your supplies, you've done a bit of tiling. Good job. Please, you're halfway through. Spot a lunch around 3ish.
yeah.
What do you do? Do you pop out for lunch in a cab?
Depends. Sometimes Suzanne, as I pat her on the head, she sometimes says, "There's some ham in the fridge." I'll go, right.
I love it. Like there's a little choreograph. If I better pat her on the head. I don't know what's going on. Carl thinks like Pavlovian conditioning.
Yeah.
Last time I patted her on the head, she told me about some food in the fridge. Bye, love. Take the rubbish out. I'm in the fridge. Cheers. Brilliant. Yeah. Okay.
So I'll eat that.
Now, the radio's on the whole time. Is there? Because I want to picture this. You're not working in silence. Radio's on the whole time. That little squeaky radio that's sort of halfway in the doorway of the bedroom and the lounge or whatever. You've got the radio. And what station you listen to? You listen to music? You listen to
Sometimes
speech?
I listen to sort of speech stuff.
Right.
Sometimes I listen to music.
What would be speech, like a kind of one of those phone-in programs, or
Phone-ins do me head in a bit.
Right.
I like reports on stuff.
right?
Just little
What the
things.
fuck?
Maybe.
Yeah, 5 Live. That's
Yeah.
all right.
So you like to be informed as you go.
Yeah, just so it gives me something to talk about. Because if you're not with anyone all day, your brain's not doing anything, is it? Whereas me listening to them, it's like having someone in the room telling you stuff without you having to chat back. I prefer
Perfect.
that. I'm a bigger listener than I'm a talker.
Yeah.
Whereas
Perfect.
these days, a lot of people are talking, but they're not listening.
Perfect.
So
Although you're not listening to actual humans like your friends when they call you up.
because they're just mithering.
And do you make sure that you get everything done and dusted before Suzanne comes home, so she comes home to a spotless place?
Yeah.
And so she comes in, do you instantly show her the work you've done, or do you just let her notice it for herself?
Sometimes I just leave it and see how long it takes for her to go. Oh, you've done that.
Okay.
And if she doesn't notice it, are you annoyed or are you excited to tell her?
Sometimes I forget.
He does it again the next day.
That timing's a bit shoddy. I should do that. Wow, sometimes you forget. And so it's not the equivalent of when a lady comes to him and says, oh, you've noticed my new hairdo. Is it sort of the equivalent for you? If she hasn't noticed, you don't get frustrated.
Now, you do notice her new hairdos, don't you? Because you say you don't like them. So what does she say about your tiling?
No, most of the stuff I do, she goes, that's good. But sometimes she'll go, why don't we just get someone in to do it?
What, before or after?
Well, it depends what it is. If it's something that's big and has been bothering her, but it's not bothering me, I'm saying I'll sort it out.
Well, what's an example of something that's big that bothers her and not you?
I had some wires hanging out the wall that I needed to patch up the plaster.
Now, these wires, were they exposed wires, for example, that you could have touched them and got an electric shock on?
Yeah.
Well, that is a big thing, isn't it? That is.
Yeah, but we haven't got kids running about the house. Who's coming in messing with wires on the walls? Just don't touch it. I know they're there. You know they're there.
Right.
We don't need to put up a sign. We don't need to cone it off. We know they're hanging out. I'll sort it.
Right.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
She's going to get someone in. Well, no, I won't get someone in. Because see, the thing is, she got someone in once when the oven blew up. Right? I said, leave it. I'll sort it. I'll look at it. No, you don't know what you're doing. Get someone in. No, let me have a look. No, get someone in. She calls someone up. They come round. The old £80 call-out charge business, straight away. They pull it out. They go, it was the fuse and the plug. Now, I could have sorted that out, but she didn't give me a chance. So now it's good now, because I've got that on the old back burner. So every time she says, let's call someone out, I'll go, oven. There's a little reminder. So I'm glad in the way that she did. So now she just leaves it. She doesn't interfere.
Now, Carl, I've got terrible pains. Oven.
Have you sorted that problem?
Not yet.
No, so the wire's still hanging out of the wall.
Yeah, but I know what to do. It's just that I want to do the other jobs first.
Yeah, but she's concerned about that one, and it's also very dangerous.
It's not that dangerous.
Steve, oven.
I mean, you said if I speak to anyone in the day, I normally speak to my mum and dad at some point every day.
Really?
Do you? Every
From a
day you
call.
speak to your mum and dad?
Yeah.
Could you take us through a typical conversation with your dad? He calls up.
What does he say? What does he say?
He said, I've just been out, got your mum some medicine.
Well, every time he calls, he's
No,
been
I'm
out.
just
and
telling
got
you the last call out.
Oh, I see. Sorry. Right.
What's the weather like?
What's up with your mum?
Oh, she's just got a cough. It's cold, isn't it? Winter, cold.
Yeah. Expectorant? Did you get? Was it tickly
Oh.
cough or a chesty cough?
I don't think it'll let me go
I
to
think
there.
it's chesty.
Yeah,
Because they've got like a coal fire.
Are you able to
And I
send me
get
that to
one
my
that's coughing
phone?
and that. It's like smoking 20 a day having one of them in the house. So she's always coughing. So yeah, been
And
out.
she smokes 20 a day.
Been out. Got some Benylin.
Does she smoke, your mum?
No, she used to.
Yeah.
Jacked it in when I was born.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Good.
It had already done the damage.
Yeah, she smoked more through the pregnancy.
Can I put a
She looked at it and
URL in
went, "Oh,
chat?
I'm not smoking again.
Yeah, or drinking.
Look at that fucking head.
Yeah.
So yeah, he said, "Oh, the weather's bad. Is it bad there?" I went, "Yeah." So I've just been out, got some medicine. What are you doing? I said, "I'm ripping tiles."
What the
everywhere."
fuck am I? Who am I
He
logged
said,
in as? Eric
"Oh, that's
Stern.
good." So your mum wants me to do the tiling in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So why don't
What
you do
the
it? So
fuck?
it's too much of a big job.
Yeah.
So just do a wall at a time. He
You
said,
must have
"Yeah,
used
okay."
my.
He
I'll
said,
tell you what, I'm getting fucking bored.
How long has that been like
he
that?
said he might just sort of plaster over the tiles and sort
That's
of you know,
weird.
paint over that. I said, well, it's not that good though, is it?
Oh.
Just if you drill into it and you smash a tile in,
What the
the
fuck?
plaster that's on the tiles can crack and go right across.
Oh, let
So
me
it's easy just
fix
to take
this.
them off. So it doesn't take that long to take them off.
That's
Just do the
really
job.
weird.
You're going soon.
I'm
And,
actually doing the weekend, Rick.
So
Okay.
anyway, he just said, "Oh, I might do that," but he's got nothing else to do. So that's why I was saying,
doing them again.
Oh, that's good.
just.
Sorry, go on.
And then my mum might get on, and
Okay,
Okay,
what's she got to say?
Look forward to this.
she just tells me a bit of it. She, like, what was it the other day? She said, "Oh, have you seen them tablets? That are food."
She's just so like you. She's just like you. Oh God, was she a fucking astronaut? Have you seen them tablets? What are food?
Go on, what are the tablets that are like food?
No, that's what it is. It's like spaceman food. They've come out and we're just chatting about them. She's saying, "Oh,
What do you mean
you
they've
know."
come out? Really?
Yeah, because we live in a busy world and everything, where people haven't got time to have a proper lunch.
Are you
and
sure
eat.
this isn't like one of those innovation things?
Sorry,
when
man,
you,
just
when
get
you can
my,
buy oxygen in a canister.
Well, didn't you buy one of those once, Rick?
Yeah.
What would you need oxygen
Well,
in a
because I was having a
canister for?
race with my mate, and I thought, I'll just have a bit of that on the way round. Right, it didn't work.
How far were you running?
I don't know, it was a race over a mile. And I thought,
So
I've got
you were laden down with an oxygen.
unfair advantage here. While he was out training, I was just buying something from the innovations catalogue. Yeah.
So you were running and you had a little. You
No,
pulled
no.
it out and you went, "What curses?"
I took it beforehand. I thought, well, of course it. Well, one, it didn't work, and
But
two,
what's it supposed to do? To just
well, I
kind
thought it would oxygenate my blood more, so I could. I mean, it was flawed. It was a flawed argument. It was a flawed
How
argument.
much did you pay for
I'll
it?
be honest. I don't know. £5 or something.
So what, you had a life in which you had enough time, knowing that there was a race coming up, to order something from the innovations catalogue.
Yeah.
What was this race? Why was
We had a little challenge.
was this a common thing? You had often had
I
challenges?
think
Make
I was on
it.
the dole at the time.
Imagine
I
it
think I
not
was
wanting
about
to show you
25.
else around has been chat. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if you're on
Yeah.
the dole and you've barely got any cash, you're buying air. Oh, jeez.
Yeah. I look back now. It was a folly.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
That's what how he occupies his 3 days, Carl.
Come on, 20 odd years ago.
Mm.
I don't. Now I actually work out. Now, I'd like to race him now. Ooh. Ooh.
How is Usain Bolt?
Yeah, he's good. He's good. He's going a long way. So your mum calls up. What does she say? She said there's a new pill out that's a meal. Yeah.
We chat about that for a bit,
Mm.
and then she always says, "Watch the road" at the end of the call.
Really?
Yeah, she's always said that. Watch the road.
She doesn't mean the film The Road with Viggo Mortensen.
No, she's just paranoid that I'm going to get run over.
Right.
So every time, I've never been run over.
No.
Mm.
Well, that's because she always tells you to watch the road.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the case.
And do you watch the road?
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
think I do.
She means just stare out the window and watch the road.
Yeah,
Because she's fascinated by it.
Yeah, exactly. Watch the road. There's cars going
There's
past.
moving things. There's big bits of metal with wheels.
So, you did walk into a field of nettles once, though. Let's not forget that.
So you have a call, like a scintillating phone conversation like this every day with your parents.
Yeah.
And does she always try to find a piece of new information she thinks might interest you?
That's
each day?
sweet, though. That's
Yeah,
sweet that he talks
absolutely.
to his parents every day. I
I
remember when I went off to university, my brother-in-law dropped me off. My mum came up with me, and she was leaving, and she was sort of crying, and I was making up. I was pretending to be really sort of sad and winding up, right? And then I thought, I better call her up. She said, "Call me." Right, so I think I waited to the following Sunday. It'd been about a week, right? And I called her up, and I couldn't just call her up. I suppose I had to be ironic because I was probably embarrassed about calling my mum. Like I wanted to speak to her too. So I just called her up, and she went, "Hello." I went, "Mum." She went, "Yeah." I went, "It's Ricky." She went, "What's the matter?" I said, "I think I'm blind." She went, "What?" I went, "No, how's it going?" She went, "You silly bleeder, I nearly had a heart attack."
That's good.
So if you want to spice up calls to your mum, pretend you've had a terrible accident and that you're blind.
I like it when I phone my gran.
Oh man, I
The
forgot
only
to set
people
my
that ever
skills.
phone my
God damn
gran
it.
is me, my sister, or my parents. No one else ever calls. And every time she picks up, she goes, "Hello." Like it could be a monster that's going to come through the phone line, but also it's like she's never like each time she hears it ring, it surprises her. Like there's a noise in the house, and she wanders around, she finds an object that's ringing, and she doesn't know what it is, and she sort of hits buttons until,
Yeah.
"Hello."
Well, she's tried 3 already.
But what annoys me is I'll say, "Hello, Gran," and she'll go, "Who's that?" "Oh, come on." You must recognise me by now. I'm the only person who calls, except about 3 other people.
I'm not the girl.
Yeah, exactly. And my gran, she's had this for years. It's not just as she gets up. She'll go through all of the family's name until she gets to
Oh, my
me.
lot used to do that. My lot used to do
So
that.
she knows
yeah.
it's me, but she'll go, "Hello, Ron, Elaine, Alex,
Yeah,
Steve."
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh.
But it's the same with each member of whichever one of us she's talking
Always
to.
last.
It's the always last.
Yeah. Oh dear. So you've spoken to your mum and dad. You've changed the tiles. You've had lunch. The telly's not on.
Suzanne comes in. You've made her dinner.
No.
Right.
What happens there? Now, what happens there?
What time does she get in?
You've done all this by about 4 or 5, have you?
Well, I'm tidying up. I normally keep my eye on the clock.
And
Like
the
to
road.
give myself like 40 odd minutes to clean up.
Right.
In the
Kitchen's all
road.
clean, ready for us to make the tea.
ready for her to make the tea, even though you've been. I know you've been tiling, but that was a job you gave yourself. You didn't have to do it.
No, but I don't do cooking. She knows that. This isn't even a discussion.
Right.
She knows. Like today, I've got to get some thin chips, so I'll do that.
You mean fries?
Yeah.
Okay. What is frozen in the bag or whatever?
Yeah. I've got to get some of them.
And what are you having? What are you having tonight?
Scampi.
So that's shop bought scampi. Just what do you do? Just
don't know. She
just
just
deep fry
brings it. I don't know. I think it's just chuck it in the oven.
Yeah.
So she'll do all that.
Yeah.
I'll eat it.
And sorry, let me just rewind for a second.
I'll eat it. He's listing it in his day's work. I'll eat it. I say, I've eaten that. She goes, thank you. He goes,
do you ask her how her day's been? I'm just interested when she comes
I
in,
eat it.
She's had a day. Well, listen, don't jump to conclusions, Rick, all right? Okay, so she comes in.
Okay, let's act it out.
Yeah.
Okay, you've just cleaned up, right? The last bit there. You look back. Them tiles look good. You look at the clock. Oh, what time is it? She usually comes through the door.
Well, don't know. It can change. She calls and warns me.
Right. Let's
so
go through. Take me through it, okay? The end of the day.
Right. Vacuuming up, cleaning up all the mess. Phone's going. Who's that? Suzanne. All right. Yeah. Coming home. All right then. See you in a bit. She'll go. I'll put the kettle on, or at least fill it, ready, because she normally calls again.
What do you mean? She calls again? What?
She calls again when she's out the tube.
Let's do it. Let's hear it. What's going on?
All right, you out the tube? Yeah, do you want a cup of tea? Yeah. All right, see you in a minute. Flick the kettle on, get the tea bags out, make a cup of tea.
Milk.
Bit of milk. Sometimes I'll say I'll get us a little treat when you come out the tube.
Yeah.
So she'll get me, a bounty or something to go with a cup of tea.
Right.
She'll come in.
Before your tea, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's going to be another 40 odd minutes.
So you have a bounty before you have a meal?
Not every day. Just sometimes. If I've got a sugar low, I've got a touch of diabetes.
No, you haven't.
I have. I feel like a bit shaky.
Oh, so you just made that up. So you have got no evidence whether you got diabetes.
Well, I haven't got
or not.
evidence of it, but I think I
No,
have.
so there's no evidence, but let's believe in it anyway.
Right, well, I have a bounty that normally sorts it out. To me, that's a sign of diabetes. Otherwise, what's wrong with me? So,
You're just a greedy fucker.
no, I'm telling you, I sometimes need it. I get a proper urge for a Mars bar. I go, I've got to have
What
one
do you
now.
have a bounty for then?
No, just to mix it up because I get sick of Mars bars.
Do you? Well, when you say get me a bounty, have you got an urge for a bounty then or a Mars bar?
Well, it's just that they're both quite equal in sugar content.
Yeah, but
Bounties, there's a lot of that.
do you
coconut.
specify then when you say get me a treat? She says, well, what? Sometimes you have a Mars bar, sometimes you have a bounty.
No, that's enough for me. I'll go when she comes in. It's a talking topic, isn't it? What have you got me?
Topic. Sometimes gets you a topic.
It's something to chat about, isn't it?
Right. Okay.
Get your
Something
bounty.
to chat about.
So, has there ever been a time? Sorry, I just got to get this straight, Steve.
Sorry, Rick, I just wanted to say, could you imagine you and I having a conversation about what chocolate bar you have brought me? What'd you get me, Rick?
Got your bounty. Is that all right?
Thanks, mate. That's as long as that conversation can possibly
Yeah,
go.
that
You're
is
talking
it.
about it as a talking point.
Yeah, so what happens? So what's the last time there was a discussion about what she bought you? Did she ever bring you a bounty and you go, oh, I was really hoping for a Mars bar?
I think the last time she got a bounty, I sort of said, "Oh, they do a 3-pack now." You know how they just have 2 bars? They do a 3 one.
Right, what did she say?
She said, "Do they?"
But I want out of this relationship.
No, but
She
that's
said,
how
"Do
a
they?"
chat starts, and they'll go, "Yeah, that's why there's fatter people now. Everything's in bigger amounts, isn't it?"
Oh yes, lap it up. Oh my god, that's amazing. Holy
And then
flip,
they say, "No,
incredible.
it's fat
I
people."
applaud your
'Cause that's the
dedication
thing.
and hard work.
She's
Oh
sort
yes,
of been talking to
yes.
people all day. I've been tiling.
Bathing
listening
it.
to radio and reports on obesity. So this is a chance
I was
for me
gonna-
to tell her
I
what
haven't
I've
seen
learned.
the
in a
vid.
way.
Right.
So I'll empty
I
what
bet
I've
she
learned.
loves coming through that door.
When she comes through, take a coat off, I'll go, "Oh," she'll go, "What, are we having scampi still, or have you gone off the idea?" And then I'll go,
What's this?
"Oh, we should get..."
Can I make this start? So good. God damn. Yeah, that one in the forest's so cool. I like that one. Yeah, got the farm going into the mountains. So good. God, look at all the flowers. Holy shit. Ah, the zoom out. Yeah, brilliant. Shit, it's fucking enormous. So cool. Yeah, that's crazy, man. So good. Yeah, that's brilliant. Holy flip. Ah, sick. Yeah, give us the. That's what you want. Yes, give it to
Get them
me.
tablets my mum's been talking about. She goes, look, tablets, go the food. So see how it's all coming together.
Yeah.
So it's like that, and that's
What does
we
she
do.
say to the idea of now living on tablets instead of having some scampi and chips when she comes home after a hard day's work? What does
She
she say
just
to
sort of
that?
goes, all right.
She says, "Oh right."
Yeah.
So this important information which you're imparting that you've got.
Validate my time work. Validate exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Give
And
it
then
to
I'll get
me.
attention at some point. I'll say there's worms with teeth.
Needs to be more.
I'll get her attention at some point. I'll say I'm going to bring out the good big guns now.
Imagine-
Right, she's ignoring me. Okay, wait. till-
She's
Sam,
ignoring
so
me.
You're ignoring me. Yeah. Worms with teeth. Oh God, amazing.
Oh, God.
So what does she say to worms have teeth?
I can't remember. She just
Good.
sort of said, "Oh, have you got the facts right?" I said, "Yeah." That's kind of it. And she'll either go, "All right," or she'll.
Like the field
I
hospital.
mean, it's pretty
visit
rare like
Oasis.
anything more than that.
So it's not a conversation, really. It's,
No.
because the response twice now has been, "Oh right."
Right. So
Worms
so
with
she's
teeth.
looking forward to some scampi and chips. She hands over your bounty. You go, oh, they do 3. Yeah, whatever. Right? What happens next? Take us through.
I'll sort of say, "You got anything to report? Anything gone on today?" And she knows it's. I sort of phase off again. It's like a phone call. She'll go, "Oh, so and so's leaving or whatever," and I don't know these people, and I'm not that interested.
And she senses that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So she'll go, "Oh, have you paid the insurance?" I go, "No, I forgot." She'll go, "Yeah, I told you to do that." She's going, "Yeah, but you didn't want to do the
Oh
tiling.
shit,
I
should
have
have done
to
the
sort
shrine
insurance out
to
when the
continue
washer-
her story.
The washer keeps
Oh,
breaking.
well, whatever.
And she won't let me fix it, even though I know what it was. It was the heating element. I said, I know how to fix that. But she was going, "No, I don't want you messing with it, because if you flood the kitchen out, it's, makes a mess." So anyway, so I've got to sort that out. I still haven't done it. I should have done that today. Then have a game of crib.
It's like being in an old people's home.
I know. But I'll tell you what. Put the telly on, because there's some flump on there that might give you an insight.
No.
No?
There's some
not until-
fun there.
Like I've said to you before, unless she knows what she's putting it on for, it doesn't go.
Right.
None of this flick
So
it
when
on.
she says, let's put the telly on, you go, okay, Suzanne, what are we going to watch?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, what?
And she goes, well, I don't know, should we have a look what's on?
I say, look what's on first.
But have you got a Radio Times or a TV?
Yeah, I've got a magazine that comes with a paper at the weekend.
Okay.
Look through that. If there's anything on your fancy, we'll look at it. If not, we don't need it on. Put the radio on.
Right.
And then she has a look. And
God,
she'll
man, I
go,
remember
"Apprentices,"
what a
and I'll
time
go,
that
"Okay."
was. Fucking hell. I used to
Right.
remember looking up what was on
she goes,
TV
"Oh,
in a
this-
paper like a fucking
I
idiot.
remember a time when I've said no. You're not having
What a
it.
horrible system.
You're quite patriarchal, aren't you? Wouldn't you say?
What do you mean?
Well, the man of the house rules the roost.
Yeah, you pretty
Not
much lay the
really.
rules down,
Awful.
don't you?
No,
Lay the
because she
rules
still
down.
does what she wants, even though I'm saying you're clumping about again.
Remember,
I
like
don't
they'd had
it.
like the
She
green
does it
guide and
more.
shit.
But
Awful.
it works, doesn't it?
Gotta look in there to
sounds like it.
see.
And
Oh.
so you've
Yeah,
had a lovely
miserable.
game of crib with Suzanne, because the magic's still there. And what time? Do you
Yeah,
get
the
to bed?
green guide. God.
About 11.
Do you go to bed at the same time?
Yeah. So that's it. Yeah, that's
So
the day.
well,
Really.
hang on, we haven't finished yet. So any conversation before bed?
Depends if the radio's on. I might say, "Look, here's that story about the worm,"
Yeah.
and then she'll go, "Yeah, but look, it hasn't got teeth. It said this, that, and the other." And I'll go, "Oh, yeah." I forgot.
Good night.
That's the end of that.
Another day closer to death.
Well, that was a free podcast. I suppose we'd call that a day in the life of Carl Pilkington. That's a little thank you to all the fans who bought the audiobooks.
It's not much of a gift, is it?
Wow, it's something, isn't it? I mean, I know Carl did it begrudgingly, but thank you
It was
for
fucking
downloading
awesome.
the audiobooks all these years.
What a great.
Carl's very grateful.
Brilliant.
Feeder, come back around on XFM 104.9. You're listening to Ricky Gervais.
I'm with him as well, Steve Merchant.
Thinking of dropping that.
What?
Thinking of dropping that, just going, because it's just too, that's all that. I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Stephen Merchant and Carl Pilkington too. I mean, get to the music, so it's, hi, I'm Ricky Gervais, this is XFM.
Sure.
Here's Radiohead.
Yeah.
Someone they'll come out, that was Radio on XFM, I'm Ricky Gervais.
Oh, what's that episode?
Beautiful day. You too, to kick off the show, Steve.
Absolutely.
The Ricky Gervais Show with Steve Merchant.
Hello there.
And Claire Sturgis.
Hello,
Indeed.
boys.
Carl's ill. Well, he's not here. I mean, I never believe people when they're ill. I think they're always malingering. I never take any days off work. I just think you can drag yourself in unless it's life-threatening or.
To be fair, Rick, can I just stop you there? It's not so much that you take days off, as you'll just suddenly decide around lunchtime that
What a
you've
great,
overeaten.
great
You need
app.
to go and lie down
But I'm my own
with
boss.
a cold compress
Yeah,
and
but
a
I'm my
Swedish
own.
masseuse.
I'm my own boss.
Yeah. So it's
In
not
a
so much you take
dark
days
room.
off. It's not so much you take days off as you never actually do a full day's work.
Yeah,
You actually
exactly.
prevent that
I
straight
never,
away.
I never take that hour and a half off a day.
Exactly.
XFM 104.9.
So what's the story, Claire? Do you know anything about Carl? Do you know what his illness is?
I think he's got this this sort of cold virus that's going around. He phoned me yesterday. He did sound poorly in his defence. A little
Poorly.
bit croaky.
Well, I'll tell you what.
He
I'm
coughed a bit.
I'm not being funny. He better be in hospital.
Ricky
to
keeps
this
calling
show,
him, yeah.
flagship show of
And
the
giving
week
his
on
number
XFM.
out to people.
Right, because and you've been away, haven't you?
We've been away 2 weeks. We had the best off again. But let's start with the
He
best off.
changes
Let's
his
start with the best of the
profile.
last 2 weeks,
Yeah.
shall we?
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to try and get him on the phone.
And when they end up,
and I want him to really
and when
explain
he ends
himself
up ringing in,
because, you know, I think he's been
oh,
to be
fucking
honest.
hell, it's good.
Well, he
So-
phoned me in the week and he said,
He's sick and
Steve,
he's still
don't
got
forget
it.
There's a documentary on Friday night about Oliver the
He got another,
chimpanzee, the
yeah.
human monkey. He said to me,
A
it's going to
classic
be
app.
brilliant.
And it wasn't.
And it wasn't brilliant.
It was.
I've specially stayed in and watched it.
I taped it and watched it afterwards, and I've never seen so much hype and desperation. They kept showing the same clip of this chimpanzee
Yeah.
that walked
Oh, man.
upright like a lot
You
of
never
chimps
all just
can,
be happy.
right?
Yeah.
It lost its hair, so it was half human, because all humans are bald.
Yeah.
So that's the half human bit. It didn't have hair. I'm sorry, humans do have hair on their heads.
Yes.
The other thing was this desperation to go, could it be half chimp? No. It's a chimp that superficially looks less like a chimp than other chimps.
Yeah.
So Lee Evans looks a bit like a chimp. Is he half chimp, half human?
Yeah.
No, he's a human who looks a bit like a chimp. That's
Yeah.
libelous.
Yeah.
That's a bit insulting,
Evans
isn't
could
it?
have you
Should we
there.
just play some music
Yeah,
now?
I'm really sorry
Okay.
about that.
I'll get
Oh.
back to you on that.
Yes. Tick-tock, that's Coldplay and Clock on XFM 104.9 with Gervais Steve.
Can I tell you a Coldplay coming in a couple of weeks' time to co-host Zoe Ball show?
Right, 1, don't ever interrupt me. 2, don't tell them about other people's shows.
No.
Okay, moving on, thank
Please do not mention that there are any other television celebrities on
Yeah.
this channel, on this
Yeah.
station. We don't want to convince people it's only Ricky.
But the interruption was the main thing.
Sorry.
Well, we can't get hold of Carl, right? We looked, he's got his old number out there.
What, his home number?
Yeah, it's hold on, alright. So, we went to the new records. He hasn't even given him this new home number, so something's funny going on. He doesn't want to be contacted. He hasn't given me his home number. I've tracked down a friend who's looking at it for us. That phone might ring any moment. I apologise
She's
for
as
that.
useless as
But
Carl
why
too, yeah.
is Carl not
Yeah.
available?
It's interesting that
What, all
neither
those
you or I
comments
like
they
to think of
talk
ourselves
about
as
it being
being
like a
fairly
tin
close
pot
friends with Carl.
station.
Yeah.
We have made in the man he is today.
I think
We
there
cannot
might
get
be
in
a bit
touch
of
with him.
truth to
In
it.
the same way that bloke bought Oliver.
Sure.
I
Look
think
up
that
the voicemail,
Carl is
Audie,
now
I know.
ours.
She's
Yeah,
got no
yeah,
fucking idea what
exactly.
she's
Well,
doing.
Yeah, exactly. I think very much that's true, yeah.
Yeah.
Carl is very much like a
She's meant to be
chimpanzee.
like a
Look,
veteran
we're gonna lose contact
broadcaster.
with him and find him 5 years
How
in a
hard
circus
can
in
it be?
Manchester.
Exactly, they're doing experiments on him.
Yeah, yeah.
We can't figure him out.
Yeah. Well, there's something wrong
He
with his
looks like a
chromosomes.
human,
He
but...
he acts like because usually humans stand upright.
Yeah.
And Carl likes to walk on all fours whenever he can.
Yeah. He's not interested in other human women. He's only interested in apes.
Yeah, it
doesn't make sense.
Oh my God! And he's bald.
He is bald.
Oh look, there's as much evidence
And-
for Carl being a humanzee as Oliver.
Yeah.
I think there's more. And
Well, Carl barely walks upright.
I know.
Scared of fire.
Yeah, I know. It is interesting, isn't it? Oliver was built, wasn't he?
Yeah. Big boy.
I don't know.
It was
why
it
were you
was-
looking, Rick? I'm interested to. I'm interested that you. I couldn't. What? Your eyes were kind of uncontrollably drawn
Steve, they were
towards
just
his.
there.
No, I didn't say anything. I was just looking at his face.
No,
Sorry, Rick, but if there's something you want to get off your chest.
yeah, and that was the human part of it then, was it? Being built like that, because
Yeah.
that's humans, but...
Yeah.
Although Carl's is very tiny and hidden behind. And he's got... I've noticed something else as well. He's got a big red arse,
That's true.
hasn't he?
Yeah. Yeah. It's all beginning to slot into place.
And I've seen him climb up a cabinet and eat a banana as well.
Oh, fuck
Just
off.
to-
Oh, come on, you
and
do
keep
that
it
with your
his
last
toes.
hit. 19 damage,
It's
you're
all
gonna be
coming
fucking
together.
kidding me.
Right, we're going to track him down, because he's malingering. He's definitely malingering.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, he's at home now, in the garden, swinging on his tyre. He's not ill.
I think more truthfully, someone said to me that I said Carl might be ill. They said, right, are you not going to do the radio show then?
Well, that's what annoys me.
I mean, that's the biggest problem, is that,
Yeah.
let's be honest, we haven't got anything without
All
Carl.
we've got is the hook. People are staying listening because eventually they think we might get through to him at home.
Yeah.
And there'll be fun on this show to be had.
That's exactly
If we
what
don't get in touch with
happens.
Carl, I think we may as well just shoot off and leave Claire to do the show.
I've
on
got
her
some
own.
great music. Is that not
Well,
is
it's a small.
Well, you could
small,
leave the music with
conversation.
me. I could just play
There's not
it.
many
That is
reasons
true,
anyone's
isn't it?
supposed to be here.
Okay, well, play some great music
Yeah,
now,
play a
Steve.
great tune.
Okay,
Sure.
wedding present, Steve.
Yeah, I'll explain what it is afterwards. Just play it.
Yeah.
So it's a
There's a
joy.
monkey, there's a monkey theme.
Yeah.
There's a monkey connection. Call in if you know the answer.
Wendy Pleasant doing their cover version of Pleasant Valley's Sunday. That's from this new compilation of those. Remember they brought out a load of 7 inches
Of course
in
I do.
1992. One a month.
It was my favourite day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
And on the B, do you remember on the B side of each one there was a cover of a different song?
Steve, I even played the B-side of each one and listened to the song. The connection there that we're talking about was, of course, it was by the Monkeys.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed. Brilliant.
They
Brilliant.
turned up in yesterday's episode, didn't they?
A lot of people, I'm sure, won't have seen this documentary. It was on Channel 5 after all.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I always feel like we should remind people that what we're actually talking about. If we just happen to mention Oliver, a lot of people don't know what that means.
Yeah.
If we explain that it is the primate version of Carl,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
the sort of shorthand, isn't it?
Yeah, the half. Yeah.
Yeah. But they were on a
Humanzee.
The Humanzee. He was on a Japanese TV show. They were doing experiments on him to find out if he was half human, and the monkeys happened to be there.
Yeah.
Mickey Dolenz saying, I'm quite interested to find out because, I'm a monkey. One of the
Brilliant.
monkeys. It was
Excellent.
extraordinary. It was absolutely bizarre. Of course, we've been off jetting around the world, Claire. I don't know. I don't want to boast. I'm sure you don't want to boast either.
Carl
but,
told me you'd been off, to the States.
Yeah, that was the reason we weren't here the last couple of weeks. That we went to Los
Business
Angeles.
or pleasure?
It was a little bit of business, a little bit of pleasure. I like to combine the two.
It was, we were,
like to
meeting
combine the
a company about doing The Office for America.
Actually redoing it.
Yeah,
not
redoing
with
it
Ricky
with-
or any of the cast, but
No.
with American actors.
American actors do it, yeah.
But the thing
so-
was, they were flying us over. It was like the whole business class trip, spending a little bit of money. And
Virgin Upper Class, actually.
Virgin Upper Class.
I'd like to
Excellent. I can
Nice.
recommend that.
Excellent.
Excellent
It's
service.
brilliant.
Very good service.
Definitely
Easy.
get free flights now.
Easy.
Yeah, definitely.
Easy.
Brilliant, yeah.
Richard Branson, lovely bloke, and I love
It's
Tubular
brilliant.
Bells.
I
So
don't,
well
don't,
done.
I don't think he owns
His
it anymore.
passport,
But
yeah.
he's still a lovely
great
bloke.
fucking
He's
idiot.
still a good. What does he own? He must own something we can get.
Oh, does he involve with Virgin Records anymore?
Wouldn't have thought so. I don't know.
No, V2.
Well,
What does he do?
V2. And Virgin V.
What's that?
Right.
Virgin V's some
Is that
sort of
phones?
beauty products or
Brilliant.
something.
What
I'll
about
send
what-
that,
Virgin
whatever.
Andorra.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah, give us some of that. Give us some of that.
Is
Barton,
this Steve?
give us some
Yeah,
of
I
I
know.
was going to New York before going on to Los
Like,
Angeles.
why wouldn't you
where
check
we
all
were
that
just a
shit
little,
beforehand?
Just meet some
Like,
friends
that's
over
like-
in New York. And it's amazing because Virgin
Yeah.
Business Class, they
You
pick you
fucked
up
up
in a
big
sort of
time.
chauffeur-driven car. They drive you down. There's no bot. You don't have to check in
upper
with all
class.
the wish.
Virgin Upper Class. It's like,
Yeah,
first
yeah,
class.
yeah.
Especially
It's- you
considering
don't
like
need
the
to
amount he's
sort of
flown,
queue up
like,
with
because
the
if you
great
never just like
unwashed,
looked at
with
your
screaming kids,
passport
with
in your
ordinary
hand and
people.
gone,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah, basically,
You know,
they just
got
send your
5
information
years on
ahead
this.
to the airport, and you just drive through a kind of of drive-through McDonald's-style check-in. They take your bag, they check your passport, boom, they drop you at the executive lounge, where there are, I swear to God, lovely free plums. I had 2 lovely juicy free plums in it.
Lovely free plums.
Name, but he had lovely juicy free plums. All right, that's the sort of wit that I'm capable of.
That is why he is flying first class to America.
He meant to suck them through. I changed it. I transposed the whole thing, so suddenly he was sucking on a man's testicles who he'd never met before.
Exactly.
For money.
Exactly.
That's the sort of things I'm capable of.
Which is only half true. So he's used his comedy mind.
No money involved. Right.
That is why he was being jetted off to America to talk comedy. That is the kind of quality.
But it was great. It was a really lovely flight. It was a lovely car, luxury car, and the flight. It was like the advert. They've got those beds that sort of just
the
totally
seats kind of recline, so it's almost.
And you got anything you want as much. And I sort of I was falling asleep, and I sort of woke up, and one of the heiresses was like covering me with a blanket. It was like the advert. It was just brilliant. Oh, the lights came down, and everything.
Comes around and says, "Do you want a massage during the flight?" You can have a massage.
You can have as much drinks, although you can't drink. You have a drink and then you fall asleep because it's so comfortable and they take the lights out. Anyway, it's brilliant.
I can't believe my luck. So I'm driving down. I get to the airport in my chauffeur-driven car. Right, I'm sat there. I'm phoning people. My mum and dad. You never believe what I'm off to. Just I'm just in the car, just chauffeur-driven car. And I get to the airport and you just hand
He's
your
so
passport
excited
through
about
the window of this car to this woman who comes over. And I'm just there. I'm just sort of buzzing the window down, handing it to her, buzzing it back up. Like I don't want to talk. Check the passport. Take my luggage. I don't want to discuss things. You know who I am. And she hands the passport back through the window. She says, "It's expired." I went, she went, "It's expired." I said, "It's business class. What can you do? Can you do anything?" And she went, "No, we can send you to America, but 8 hours later you'll have to just turn around and come back. They won't let you through immigration." I was like, "What am I going to do? I got to go to Los Angeles and talk about like the office and that." And she said, "Well, it's up to you." So the chauffeur-driven car drove me straight to the passport office down in sort of Victoria, which I have to say.
Back into town.
So I had to come back into town. I didn't get on a plane. I'm wearing my suit because I thought I'd wear the suit so I look like a real player. So I'm wearing my suit.
I love the fact that you wore a tracksuit because I thought I don't need to get upgraded. I'm first class.
Exactly.
I would have done what Ricky did.
But you know,
in fact, wasn't that why she covered you with a blanket?
That's why she covered you with a blanket.
I don't think you've had to go down and get your passport changed, but they treat you like you are an illegal immigrant, sneaking into the country. I'm wearing a suit, I've got luggage, you know, I'm clearly a dignified kind of guy, that's obvious. I'm speaking with a certain eloquence, I've got certain pennies. I've just been working on it in the car.
Oh, right, okay.
And, and they said you've got to come back that night, so I had to come back. I had to get my passport photos done. I had to buy a sandwich. I had enough change for the machine because there was not. It was an absolute nightmare. I began the day in a chauffeur-driven car on my way to Los Angeles to discuss business with Universal Television Pictures, and I ended the day on the tube in a suit with my luggage, stood next to one of the posters advertising this radio show, which was just embarrassing because people kept pointing and staring and laughing.
He called me.
That's
really much.
amazing.
Go on, he went, my passport expired. I went, "Oh, so what are you going to do?" He said, right, I quote, he went, "I didn't know passports expired."
Yeah.
I went, "What do you mean?" He went, "Well, your driving licence doesn't." I went, "What are you talking about?" He said, "How old do you have to be to know that?" He said, "When will I know all these things?"
Yeah, it is.
When will I know all these
Steve,
things?
I want to just come and hug you.
But you know what I mean? Did you know that? Did you genuinely know that your passport expired?
I did, because my passport expired
because she's
2
alive.
years ago.
Because she's alive in the world.
There is so much stuff that I don't know because I don't think I've reached a certain age yet. I remember you walking down the street once and you said there were some roadworks, and you said they're probably doing those roadworks because it's the end of the financial year and they've got to spend their money. I thought, well, how do you know that information?
I tell you.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't talk to cabs. I'm in chauffeur-driven cars. I put the little window up so they don't talk to me.
How old are you?
28.
Are you old enough yet to help a long-distance lorry driver back into a car park?
Definitely not.
Oh, you're an idiot. Play a record.
And I'm also, I'm not old enough yet to be able to say, can I have a pint of lager, please, Chief? In the pub. I want to get to that age.
No, you're a long way off. Another classic there from Oasis, Supersonic on XFM 104.9. Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Claire Sturgis standing in for Carl. But where is Carl? Where is Carl?
So we've failed to get in touch with him at home.
Well, look, he doesn't want to be
listening?
contacted. He's turned up every phone off. He hasn't given XFM his new home phone number. He doesn't want to be contacted. I can't believe he's not listening. to be honest.
So you think he's listening now?
Yeah, he listened in Manchester.
Yes.
If he's not listening, he's out and about. I mean, has anyone spotted Carl?
What's your message to him, Rick, if he's listening?
Call up.
Anything else more sort of...
Call up or you're fired.
Okay. Any bad language you want to use? Obviously you can't really swear.
I can't really say it.
What sort of words? I mean, the F word, would you say?
I'd say the F word. I'd call him a twat.
Would you use the P word? I'm thinking of prick.
Prick, yeah. Definitely use that. Not on air, but
Sure.
I'd call him a
What
stupid
about
little
tits?
prick.
Would you just say your tits?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You stupid little bag of tits, I'd
Yeah.
say. Not, I mean, privately.
What about the MF word? Because that's pretty intense. That's pretty hardcore. Do you think that this is not appropriate now? Do you think that would be too extreme?
I'm worried if I use that and he was genuinely ill,
Sure.
I'd feel
You feel bad if he later
a bit of a
C word.
cough.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, cough.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't thinking of that C word.
I mean a male bird.
Sure, because we've got into trouble with that before.
Meaning penis, and we don't mean that.
Yeah, we don't mean penis.
But if anyone out there, sorry about that. There was a discussion about bad language. We weren't actually using it. But if any of you out there do see the little twat, get him to call XFM immediately.
Yeah, and likewise, if you're listening, Carl, you cheeky MF, well, you sexy MF, as Prince once said,
Yeah.
give us a ring, because we'd love to talk to you. We just want to find out
Just
how you
call
are.
in. We know you're listening. Little Amy Man, Red Vines,
Brilliant.
lovely track. On XFM 104.9, Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Claire Sturgis, in for Carl Pilkington. He hasn't called.
He may be really ill. I'm feeling a bit guilty.
How ill is he, though? I mean, do you know what I mean? How ill have you got to be to not be able to make a phone call?
Yeah.
I find that hard
I've
to
got a
believe.
sore bottom, and I made it in.
Keep talking.
I pulled a muscle in my bum.
How?
I don't know. And it really hurts.
Have you tried to trace back through the week and figure out what may have happened?
I went to see the osteopath yesterday. He put an elbow in it for half an hour. I cried.
His own?
Yeah.
Is it? Oh, they got detachable elbows for that. Prosthetic elbows.
The elbows. Just hold this elbow in there for 2 hours and...
Yeah. Can I take that away? You can take that away, though. I won't be needing that elbow for quite a while.
We had an email about Oliver the Humanzee. For those that didn't watch it, there was a documentary last night about a chimp that was supposedly a human or was half human or might seem like...
programme ever.
Yeah.
For a week, Carl has been saying it's gonna be brilliant.
I wish he was here
And
to
he's not here to discuss it, sadly.
Yeah.
But Lee Cranston has emailed in and says, I thought the best part of the Oliver programme was the guy Vincent Pace, the camp fella at the piano, telling how he first met Oliver. Quote, he grabbed his female owner, turned her around and bent her over and went to mount her. I made her an offer to buy him the next day. Vincent was then shown in a very nostalgic mood playing melancholic music. He obviously wanted some monkey action.
He really, that's
I mean, it is potentially liable.
That's libelous. It's a joke there. But
I don't take any responsibility for what Lee Cranston says, or indeed the fact that he puts at the end, did he want to turn Oliver into a gay pansy? Question mark. That's Lee's thoughts and opinions. They don't necessarily reflect those of XFM.
He sees the chimp mount a human and go, I've got to have that chimp. I must have that chimp. Oh, poor Carl. Where is he? Call
As
him.
you mentioned earlier, he was very well endowed, apparently. I didn't see it myself.
It was a big
boy.
chimp.
Big
Sure.
A big half boy.
Yeah.
A big half boy, half chimp.
Okay.
Honestly, Juan on XFM 104.9. Right, I just called Carl again. I've been calling him all the time, trying to get through to him, right? He's changed his message, so he is listening. I've got proof. So, can you just call the number, Claire?
Yeah.
Right, call this number. Now, listen to this. This is really annoying.
We should tell you now that this is not an amusing sketch or setup.
No.
What's happening there, Claire?
No, it's alright. I'll try again.
Try that again, Claire. I'm livid now.
I'm genuinely annoyed, because you'll see, when you hear the message, you'll realise why. Right.
Okay, right. Let's try again.
I don't know who he thinks he is now. I'm beginning to wonder if his minor celebrity is going to his head. All this nice write-up in Heat magazine.
Yeah.
It's changed him. Richard Anderson, incidentally, has emailed in.
Oh my god, was they fumbling around?
Why not?
I'm a bit stupid.
Why
I
awesome.
can't work it out, can I?
Can't figure it out.
How would you call someone normally?
Well, normally I just pick up the phone and dial it.
Sure.
No, I don't mean...
Yeah.
No, I mean...
But it's like I have a problem getting it through the desk. I tell you what, can I play an ad break and practice? I'll pretend this didn't happen, and then
Do you
come
know,
back
in a
to
weird
you.
way, it's like
It's like
Carl's
having
still
Carl.
here.
It's like having Carl. Play the ads.
I'll get back to you.
Bit of Snoop. Never. And when did a bit of Snoop ever hurt anyone, Steve?
Absolutely. Never, I don't think.
Okay. Carl's away. He pulled the wool over Claire's eyes. There's a few people out there that believed he was ill. I knew he wasn't. In fact, at one point I thought, maybe he is ill. His message on his answer machine has changed in the last 5 minutes, and listen to it, and this is evidence that he's not ill, right?
Okay,
Don't like that.
Yeah.
Who don't read out? Anderson, Richard Anderson, I should just say, has got in touch.
Okay.
Here we go.
Hold on.
Oh, Claire.
No, I can do it. Just tell
All
me.
right, this is ludicrous. Yeah, so obviously Richard Anderson, he's emailing his thoughts. Dickie Anders, Randy Anders,
Randy Anders.
Dick Meister General.
Meister General, and he says there's something making. Have we got it, Claire? He says there's something making strange yelping noises in the thicket at the end of my garden. Shall I go and prod it to see if it's Carl?
Sorry I'm not in today, but not well on that. No more Rockbusters. I think that's what's affected me. It's got me down a bit.
So he's joking.
Yeah.
The doctor said I'll be back swinging on my tyre in no time.
So
See you later.
he was listening.
He's clearly listening.
So he was listening because we said about swinging on
We'll
the
see a
side.
message.
At any time.
Right, Carl, call me. In fact, I'll tell you what, we'll play a little game. Carl would appreciate this. Call me, Carl, or I'm going to give out your number. What's the first 5 or 6 digits, Claire?
Well, it's 07968.
07968. Okay. Phone now, Carl. Start calling now. Right, give the next number, Claire. You said give the next number.
Make a
One.
note of this, because
Okay.
if you want to call Carl yourself...
07968, and the first number to be given out is 1. He's not ill. He's... How do you feel now, Claire? Because he's made a fool of you, because you believed him.
I actually
He's
felt
made a monkey
really
out of
sorry
you.
for him
Yeah.
last night. But now, passed out, I feel a little bit let down.
Right,
Little bit left
okay, so
out,
we'll give
yeah.
a number out every 5 minutes until Carl calls, because we know he's listening now. He's taking the piss. He's not ill, obviously, you can hear that. He could, that was as long as a link, so he could have been here. He could definitely call.
Are we leaving this message? Is this a message we're still leaving on his phone?
Yeah.
We're still leaving it.
Good, yeah.
Good.
Good, yeah.
Why don't we leave the rest of the show on his phone?
Yeah,
As a
yeah,
message.
leave it up.
He's got to
yeah.
listen through it all so he can delete it.
Yeah, exactly. And the other thing, of course, is that he's not going to get paid for this.
No.
So he's thrown away 80 quid.
That's £80.
Right? Now, in Manchester, that's a week's wages, so
Easily.
he's obviously been spoilt. So for all his mank charm, he's down here, he's living the life of
He thinks
Riley.
80 quid's nothing.
He thinks 80 quid's nothing
Up there
already.
you could be buying what
He'd be
you could
full
buying yourself
time,
your
so
own
he
horse.
probably is
Yeah.
getting paid
Yeah,
for it.
probably get yourself a deposit on a flat.
I'd have thought so.
Up
I'd
there,
have thought so, yeah.
easily.
And so, you know, on sun lamps because it's always dark.
Yeah.
He could go mental up there. Now,
Dog
so
piece of string.
So what's the first few digits we've given out?
07968.
Yeah,
That's
and
the
then
code.
and
And
then
we've got
1. Okay, we give out a
Another
number
of Carl's phone number digits.
So take that down because we love calling him. Should we have a little bit of feed or
Let
something?
me just tell you what Dick has said.
Yeah.
He said, Richard Anderson, he also said, P.S. the show's still rubbish without Carl. Yeah, fair enough.
Still rubbish without Carl. Now, is that a compliment? It's still rubbish without Carl, which suggests he thought it might be better without Carl.
No, I
but-
think he means it's equally rubbish.
Right. Brilliant.
Nothing
Thanks.
changes.
Thanks, Dickers.
Yeah, he's
Good
nothing
on Dick
not
Meister. That's Speeder. It's just the way I'm feeling on XFM 104.9. Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Claire Sturgis. Well, he's defying me. He's not calling in. We're going to give out his number, and he's not calling in. That's even more annoying. Who does he think he is?
I don't know who he thinks he is. I'll tell you I'll tell you who he is.
Yeah.
He is a little bold Mancunian.
Let's never
That's
let him
who he
forget that.
is. I don't know who he thinks he is, but there's the fact.
Just, Carl, call in, because you're annoying me and Steve. He's been slagging you off as well, Steve.
Well, go on. What's he
In the
gonna say?
week, you know, he was slagging you off. I mean, in the week, I was joining in and laughing along, but now I'm thinking
I was joining in and laughing
more on
along.
my side than he is.
Thanks very much, Rick. I'm glad to see you've come round.
He said he was. I was in the pub with him and Johnny,
So there's a little audience. Good.
and he said he went, have you seen Men in Black 2? I went, no. He said, have you, Johnny? He went, no. He went, there's a thing in it that looks just like Steve.
Hmm.
And I went, what? He went, it's a thing, he's got really gangly arms and bulbous eyes, and it just works really fast in the aliens registration thing. And I went, alright, I said, we'll bring that up Saturday. Since he's not here, you know, what do you think of that?
Well, the reason is, I think the problem I have with is this, that if I was to say things like that about Carl, I'd destroy him. He'd be a broken man after I'd finished with him.
Call in, Carl, or Steve's going to say a few things about you.
I'm going to get a couple of home truths out there.
I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. Yeah, we were, you know, at the time I was joining it, we were having, you know, slagging you off on other things as well.
Sure.
But now I'm thinking, maybe
maybe you were wrong.
Maybe I was taking the mickey out of the wrong person behind their back.
Because the Night from Patti Smith, co-written, of course, with Bruce Springsteen.
Oh, it was a co-write, was it?
Yes,
I thought he
indeed,
wrote it. Oh, wow, there you go. Learning something. Learning something on XFM 104.9. Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Claire Sturgis. No Carl. Well, Carl's annoyed me. He's not playing. He's not ill.
Another digit from the number?
Yeah, just do one more digit, Claire.
You serious? Then?
Yeah. Yeah.
Five.
Yeah, 5. Good.
5, so 1 5. Okay, great. We'll keep doing that. But I'll tell you what. The best revenge is living well.
Indeed.
Why don't we just do a brilliant remaining 50 minutes of show, and show the people that we don't need Carl.
High five. Let's do it.
You don't need Carl. Right, let's go. Starting now. Some brilliant stuff.
Oh.
You're going to say something?
Yeah. No, I remember when I was growing up in Manchester.
No, you can't. So it's funny to me. I tell you. XFM 2.9. I said no. I saw a weird thing. I saw what was
XFM 2.9.
I was coming through. I saw a hairy Chinese kid.
No, I don't.
It was weird because they're not usually hairy, are they? Did I tell you about me Auntie Flora?
Is that supposed to be Manchester?
Did I buy Eck as like? Did I tell thee about me Auntie Flora who shot herself for 3 hours once? Did I tell you? I don't... there was a woman born
Carl,
once...
you have to phone us, we've got nothing!
Oh, God, he's so annoying. Little twat. That's the new one from Blur. Out of Time. Only 3 now. Probably had a sort of Carl equivalent who sort of thought, well, I can't be bothered. Graham Coxon there, probably at home, listening to that.
Exactly.
Playing guitar, and they called up and said, well, you could play along. He went, no, I'm ill.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm ill. Come on, Graham, if you're
just
playing... I can hear you playing guitar now. No, I'm ill.
Yeah. Have they replaced Coxon?
No.
They haven't replaced him?
No.
Oh, right.
Well, they probably will do when they go on tour, but I think they aren't actually.
Well, I play guitar, I don't know.
That's true enough, you're pretty hot on the...
If, Diamond, you want someone to,
Oh, actually, Steve, in answer to your question, for the live dates, it's one of the blokes from The Verve.
Oh,
Ex-Verve, remember?
Did she interrupt me again?
I think so. I'm a fear in it.
God, I can't
think I was talking.
Yeah, I don't know if you were...
You know, I might be mental, but I think I was talking.
Claire, when's your radio show on? Normally, when do you host a radio show?
Am I allowed to plug it?
Go on,
go on.
Just tell us.
Monday to Thursday, 9 p.m.
Well, maybe we'll come along and start talking over you.
I'm just wondering, who's listening at that time? We've got a prime time which everyone is sat at home listening on a Saturday afternoon, Claire.
Yeah.
It's one of the best radio slots
no one's
in the
going
business.
to football matches or shopping or anything like that.
No.
I want a piece of the action. I need it.
Yes.
I need it.
Well, you've got it.
And they're playing a few dates here and there. Old Blur, Blur.
Good.
And that's off their new album probably with all the other songs and that.
Rick, I was watching TV last night. I just, it might have been during the Monkey Show, actually, I'm not sure, but there was an advert, and it reminded me of a little crush that I just felt I should express.
Oh, nice.
I've often used the platform
Bit
in
of
the
game
past
dev,
just to express my feelings for people. Yeah. And I realised now, for many years, I've had a big crush on the Scottish Widow. From the Scottish Widow adverts. She's, I just want to say to her,
Is it because she's sort of mysterious
maybe
and hooded?
They'll say,
well... It's also because I guarantee she's available.
Because she's just lost her husband.
Widow.
Yeah.
And
what would you like to see in future updates?
I think I want to say to her, you're a beautiful lady.
And she's probably got a big lump sum.
I'm thinking she's probably got a sizable amount of cash.
Yeah.
She's obviously got a lot of spare time on her
You
hands, not
say
working or raising kids because she's wandering.
That's
across
what I
the
thought too,
moorlands
yeah.
inside
Her kids
of
are
a
probably
hooded
Yeah,
Sorry,
for
no.
sure.
I'm thinking it's time.
Or they turn to crack or something.
But I'm just saying this. I think it's just time to say yes. He was a great man.
Changes
a
I'd
good
like to
man.
say.
He was a
Yeah,
lovely
sick.
guy.
Well, hopefully
He
they,
was gone. It's time
feelers
to
out.
move on. He wouldn't want to see you like this.
Till I post
Still
out, yeah,
grieving
yeah,
after
yeah,
25
yeah.
years.
Get the
No,
base
he'd
level
want to see her being humped
of, do you know
by
who I am
a
going?
big lanky
And then
thing
drop
with
the bomb.
steamed-up glasses, I reckon.
I'll be honest
To have
with you,
some
he hasn't
credit,
got much say in
exactly,
the matter.
exactly,
He's
exactly.
dead.
Well, all right, don't get...
You all
no,
know me, the biggest
frankly,
island
she's
in
still
the
not
world,
She's
guy.
squandering that money. She could be out, she could be in Europe. She could be in Barbados or Hawaii. She could be spending that cash. She could lose the hooded short and maybe slip into a nice bikini.
Do you know what? I think she's wearing...
Kept herself in shape.
I reckon she's wearing nothing under that
That's
shroud.
what I'm thinking.
Dirty slut.
And I'm assuming, as she's Scottish, that he
She
was a little
couldn't
bit
wait
thrifty.
for him to go. She couldn't wait for the poor bloke to go.
He was obviously, I bet he was a little bit thrifty.
Anyone
He's
else
probably
has
got
made-
quite a
yeah,
lot stashed away
100%,
that
man.
she's slowly
No one
working
else
her way
would've.
through.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I want
Do
to
you have
find out.
anything that
I want
size?
to find out how he died.
Yeah.
It's time.
I'm intrigued.
I am
Because if
the
I find
nutter.
It's like, oh,
Yeah.
There was a roller
Oh, that
skate on the
feels
top
good.
of the stairs. I'm going to reopen the
Is
investigation.
in any way
The
suspicious.
nutter.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
me.
Questions. Your husband's
Could be
dead, and she went, oh no, where's the money?
Yeah.
Steve
Absolutely.
Merchant's outside,
Exactly. Yeah.
built like a donkey.
Yeah. He's built like Oliver the chimpanzee.
Yeah, and he wants to get at it.
Yes. He's
So-
bought his tandem.
Yeah,
Hop on the back.
We're going off to the moors.
Yeah. He's going to fly executive class.
Yeah.
His passport is valid.
I know
He
that.
knows that
He's
much.
got another
His
10
passport
years
is valid.
on the passport. Well, I'll tell you what. The boys from Blur, they don't rock.
Sure.
Should we show them how to rock with a bit of Bad Company?
Do it.
It's a classic. Turn it up, Claire. Bad Company. Can't get enough of your love. I'm in a rock mood because
Yeah, I'm enjoying
Carl's
that.
made my blood boil.
Yeah.
Really. I might even play a song, you're probably too young, called Spirit of the Radio by Rush. It's sort of like, for rockers, and people like that, it's like the ultimate sort of pomp, rock, progressive pop song ever. It's classic.
Yeah, sounds amazing.
You might hate it, or you'll love it, or you listen to it ironically. I love it.
Well, you know, I was listening to Led Zeppelin recently. I never really understood the rock phenomenon before, but I just understand it now. It just gets in your blood. It's
Yeah.
extraordinary. Crank it up loud, and it is just visceral and amazing. And I wish I could play the guitar.
Sure.
Do you know what I feel like doing?
What?
Writing a little sort of hymn or a ballad
About to Carl?
to Carl.
Yeah.
We've tried threatening him. That's not worked.
Give that one more digit. We got half hour to go. Because they're 3 digits, so it's what is it?
07968
Yeah.
15
Next digit, please.
7.
Okay, 157.
I hope you're making a note of that. You'll be able to phone Carl, leave messages, tell him what you think of him. Unless he phones. He can stop this at any time by just simply calling
That's
here
all
in the
it is.
studio.
You can just call and say, okay, don't... you can just call and say, please don't give my number out. And I'll go, as I always do, when I'm winding him up and I'm slapping his head, and I'm sort of like spitting on him and stuff. Eventually he goes, shouts, stop it, and I go, well, you only had to ask. So if he calls, I'll go, you only had to ask. Flaming Lips on XFM 104.9. Well, we got through it without Carl.
I think so, yeah. I've enjoyed myself.
Didn't mention him much, did we?
No, I don't think so.
Don't think we need him.
I always quite enjoy it when he's absent, actually.
I
like
know,
playing
because,
Clary.
because we can have a nice chat as opposed to him just
Yeah.
going, remember when I had Chinese hair and there were old woman
Yeah.
eating her own legs
It's
and my
just gobbledygook
dad
when
put
he's there.
a Forrest Gump in a wheelie bin.
Yeah. Claire brings a certain kind of level of class to it, dare I say that, you know. She's inept in her own way.
In a way, yeah. I mean,
know,
there's no one. Oh no, there's no one any good working.
No,
there. I mean,
no, I don't wanna give you that.
There's no like proper. The only proper DJ is probably Camfield. I'd have thought, because he's nearly 13 now, and he's been in the
Yeah.
he's been in the radio 12 and a half years.
Yeah.
See, he took they tested him, and he's half human, half Vance,
Yeah.
which is quite
Yeah, he's got quite
Weird.
a lot of... I think he's got the 48 chromosomes
Yeah.
that Tommy Vance has got.
yeah.
Yeah, that makes one Tommy Vance.
Yeah, Willie Vance, yeah, and a little bit extra.
Yeah, because one of those chromosomes is pure Jack Daniels.
Well, yeah,
It's
yeah.
just Jack Daniels chromosome. It
Well,
corresponds
yeah.
exactly to a
And
Jack Daniels.
there's some Lemmy genes,
Exactly.
I think you'll find
in there as well.
in there. But although I'll tell you what, I share with Camfield a couple of loves. I agree that one of the greatest programmes of all time is Columbo.
Columbo is brilliant.
It is amazing.
Yeah.
And they're showing them all. There's so many channels showing them now. I think Granada Plus show them. I think BBC show them.
Yeah.
I think everyone's got a bit
I
of
think
it.
he's made 18,000 episodes,
Are they
apparently.
still making them, though?
I think
no,
they keep turning up.
No, they did in the 90s. They're not quite as good, but I think the original ones, they're great. He's got this great character, and I share that with him. I do like a bit of rock. Should we play Rush? It's just Spirit of the Radio. I mean, we get canned by people who like new metal and Blur and those trendy bands, all that, the kids bands and that.
But you think this is pure?
And that.
Yeah, I don't think
rock.
this would feature in X-Ray magazine. They've got some great bands in them. They've got Kaloop, they've got Demp, they've got Flap Nibble coming out with their new single. It's an EP, and Strep, the early, not the latest Strep, the early Strep, the unrecorded years, which is the only ones I like by Strep. And that guy, you know, the drummer Kibble, he's got his own fringe. He's in for a chat with Christian on the Breakfast Show, where you could win a trip to O'Neill's in Camden. This is Rush. Rush and Spirit of the Radio, everything in that. Let's put every type of music. Okay, go to reggae, into rock. Okay, opera, go mental now. Go mental on the drums. Double that. Double the. How many bass drums have you got? Just the one. Go mental on it.
Yeah.
Right.
It is obscene.
That is everything in that, isn't it?
How long is it? About 4.5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's lovely.
They should people don't play music like that anymore.
There's only 3 of them. I just
Is there
think
only 3 of them?
yeah. There's that. Just one day in Canada.
Yeah.
They just went right. We're only going to make one single.
Yeah.
So let's put every type of music into
Exactly,
that single.
Yeah. It's almost like a Stars on 45 version of music of all time.
Of every
music
rock
they've heard.
Exactly. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Good,
Are they
isn't
still
it?
going? Do they still play?
I don't know. I've no idea. But that was for Camfield. There was Bad Company there and Rush for Camfield. Columbo. That was for Camfield as well. The A-Team. Do you remember once when we were talking about the A-Team and I was slagging it off on your show in the old XFM?
Yeah.
And I was going, I mean, I quite like the A-Team, but sometimes it's too far-fetched to enjoy without it being ironic or it being for kids. And I could hear fuming from outside. I could feel him going,
Oh no, it doesn't do much.
he didn't know who to call. He wanted to call Vance or someone or Lemmy. He didn't know. Right? And then I said, and if you can't find the A-Team,
How's he going?
they outwit the might of the FBI
Is he
every
asleep?
single week.
Or is he
But
just
an
chilling
old
with
woman
you?
who's having trouble with her landlord can
Have you
find
had
them.
any,
And the door
got
burst
some cheese
open,
for the boys?
And Campbell went, that is because Hannibal sometimes disguises himself as an elderly Chinaman.
Yeah.
And that was his explanation for the whole series.
Yeah.
Ah, that was for Camfield.
That's lovely. That's for his 12th birthday, which is coming up very
13th.
soon.
Oh,
He's been asleep. Nice.
Yeah.
Teenager, yeah.
Oh, he's gonna rock, Steve.
Indeed.
All the phones
He
going,
wakes up
play
around
that
2.
radio.
Yeah, because he knows you're still awake. Taps me on the leg with his paw.
104.9 in London. XFM.
Wow, here's a bit of a
Till I
turn
get
up
him
for
a
the
little
books.
piece of cheese.
Carl Pilkington on the line. Yeah, where you been?
Oh,
Oh,
so
not
cute,
very
man.
Right. Okay, what's the matter with you?
Just
Oh, that's adorable, isn't he?
and that, and got
Goes,
the
hey,
shapes.
hey,
got that
I'd
sort
like
of-
a bit of cheese, please.
that shape thing to get.
Yeah, that's because you
I'm a
didn't
bit
eat
peckish,
last
buddy.
time when Suzanne was at work.
Yeah, well, I think that's what brought it on. Plus, she was away in the week and I put some wet jeans on. And I think that's what's caused the problem.
Well, when did you put them on your head?
No, they were just on the
That's
maiden
so
and
cool.
The legs felt dry, but they
Just
were
on the what?
Because he's
On the
some
what?
little snacky
On
and
the
then just
maiden?
crashes.
What was she doing there? What do you mean?
on the maiden that you put clothes on.
What? Your clothes horse?
Maiden.
Your clothes horse?
Well, yeah.
Right, okay, so you put wet jeans on, yeah?
So that's why I'm ill and that. I'm
Right.
not having a good time. I've been watching the football.
So you're just sitting at home watching telly where you could have been sitting here?
Well, I would have been better off there because I've got a chair there. I've got no chair at home at the moment.
Why?
I sold it last week.
Why did you sell a chair?
You only had
I
one
was
chair?
telling you.
What?
Look, can't we just, I just was calling up to let you know I was alright and that.
We're not interested in that. We want to know about the chair.
I sold it. I had a little two-seater and I sold it and getting a new one, but I've got to wait another month.
You've got to sit on the floor for
So
a
you
month.
sold a chair before you had another one?
She might not have wanted to buy it in a month or something.
Unbelievable.
So I got rid of it whilst I could. She was alright, bloody. We'll talk about that next week.
Oh, you're going to be in next week?
I look forward to that then. That's a dynamite piece of radio to tune in for. The
Yeah.
day Carl sold a chair.
Brilliant.
Alright. So you alright then? You doing alright?
But why did you take this long to call? We asked you to call since the very
Because I was
beginning. We've been
watching
phoning you. Why is your phone
Yeah,
switched off?
I heard the beginning. I heard the beginning of the show. I thought, yeah, it's going alright. They're there and stuff. Turned it off.
You turned it off?
No, I can't take it though, because even though I'm ill, I'm still showing an interest in it.
You
Well,
turned
you're not.
it
You're watching
off!
football and shaking.
Yeah, well, I'll listen back to it later, so I hope you haven't been dissing me.
No.
Right?
Definitely not.
Don't listen back to it, it's not worth it, but we haven't been listening, you know.
Watching a bit of football, right?
Did you watch the Monkey programme last night? You told us to watch the Monkey programme. We all stayed and watched the Monkey programme.
Alright, wasn't it?
What's that?
Rubbish, wasn't it? Obviously not half chimp, half human.
Well, I mean, they missed out a lot of the interesting bits.
They didn't have any interesting bits. Those are bits that you made up to make it more interesting.
The bits that I told you about 3 months ago before they decided to make the programme.
Yeah.
What were the bits that you came up with?
Well, they missed out the bits about, you know, the zookeeper.
Right, there wasn't a zookeeper, yeah, go on.
Well, it was, but they left that bit out.
Well, okay,
They
fine.
left out-
And they left out the bit where it ran from there in 1975.
In terms
Did
of those that did research, they actually went and filmed it. You read it on the internet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chances are you're the one with the facts wrong.
Yeah, I think they also left out the bit when it jumped over 3 double-decker buses on a
Yeah.
motorbike.
On Evil Knievel's motorbike.
Yeah. So,
Oh.
I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. Not only do you not bother turning up, but you turn off the radio and start watching football.
Yeah, I turned it off, but I've recorded it. I'll listen back later and sort of...
Well, what good is that?
Sort of, I like to keep it in shape and that. I'll have a word next week.
All right. If you receive any phone calls from people you don't know, we don't know anything about that. Instantly, we don't know why that is happening. That is just going to be a weird, spooky thing. So,
And don't bother telling the story about Men in Black 2 either, because I don't think people will be interested.
actually, on the subject of Men in
Have you
Black
seen
2,
that?
What?
Have you seen that, Steve?
no, I haven't, Carl. Tell me about
You
it.
should see it.
Go on. Why?
There's this thing in it.
Go on.
Uh,
What, a stupid, bald Mancunian tosser?
weirder than that.
There isn't anything weirder than that.
Big eyes. It was gangly.
Keep talking.
Oh, God.
You've got to see it because you wouldn't believe how the likeness and that. You've got to get the film out tonight.
Right.
It's not as weird. It had a normal voice. Right?
He's done yet, he's not even here!
I'll tell you what, mate, it ain't worth coming in next week.
Oh, stay on the line, Carl. Play a record player. Kings of Leon, Molly's Chambers. What do you think of that, Carl?
Alright.
There's a surprise.
Oh,
Another
I tell you what,
insightful remark.
Steve is not a fan now. Not only does he know you've been slagging him off behind his back.
No, I wasn't slagging Steve. If you get it out on DVD tonight, you'll know I'm not slagging you off. It could be your brother.
I love the fact that it makes it worse, but you're going to go, oh, he wasn't slagging me off. It does look like me. I do think I'm an alien. I love the fact that you hope Steve will go, he's got a point. It's a spitting image. Yeah.
I am, seriously, Carl, I'm really angry. I'm so angry with you at the moment.
You haven't seen it yet?
No, I know, because I know what it's going to be, and I'm just...
Why?
I'm fuming. I'll tell you why I'm angry, because he doesn't do it in jest. He
No,
doesn't
but what
it
do you
in
think
jest.
it's going to look like? What do you think this thing's going to look like?
Going to look ludicrous. It's not going to look anything like me, but he's going to like, pretend it does. Go on, what? Go on.
No, it does look like you.
Yeah, of course it does. And you looked like the Human Z.
Well,
I mean, to be honest, you did a bit, Carl. You walk like him, you're bold like him, you got a sort of formless face like him. Any more?
I don't smoke. That does. I'm not well on that.
Oh, you're not well.
What exactly is wrong with you? You whinger.
Well, it's just, do you know, like I
God.
tell you about the restless leg syndrome I've got. It's like
Yeah.
that, but all over.
So you're just shaking around the house.
I'm just, yeah.
What do you look like, Elvis? What are you doing? You're shaking around the
I'll
house.
tell you, with your bald head, you probably look like an enormous vibrator.
Oh, God.
That's what you probably look like if you strip naked.
Oh, you'll have the Scottish widow coming round. Oh, dear.
That's, what's the name, by the way? I heard you talking about that. That's
Amanda Lamb.
Amanda Lamb, who's in the Place in the Sun programme.
Is she actually a widow? Is she a Scottish widow?
Just,
Hoots, man, my husband's dead. Do you want any money and a bit of my clam?
Brilliant.
All right?
That's the sort of quality you've missed out on today. Well, anyway, you're going to be back next week. We need you back next week.
Well, how do you know? How do you know you were going to be ill today? Because you phoned and arranged this yesterday.
Convenient.
And I spoke to you yesterday and you didn't sound very ill.
I felt ropey yesterday.
You've got a bit of a bunged up nose.
Even though I
have a bit of a bunged up
was ill, I still sorted it out. Yeah?
I'm a little bit sweaty.
Even though I was
Paul,
ill,
sorting it out does not mean you phone up Sturgis and send her down.
That's not sorting it out. That's making things worse. Have you learnt nothing?
Thanks, Claire.
If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem.
mate.
Yeah. Oh, my leg's a little bit achy.
Oh, wearing wet jeans.
Oh, I put wet jeans on again. My lasagna wasn't. It was frozen.
Can you hear the venom and hatred in our voices today? We genuinely are upset and angry with you.
Yeah. Can't believe it. I cannot believe that you. I mean, oh.
Right, well, the thing is, we'll be back to normal next week, right? We've got Billy Elliot doing the film next week.
Right.
Any prizes?
Got some good stuff.
Have you got any films with Burt Reynolds in to give away on VHS?
And I'll see you then.
Great, we're looking forward to it already.
I'll see you later.
See you later.
Yeah, brilliant app. Oh, I might leave this there anyway. Go watch an app at 4-2, I think. Cool, man. Oh, actually might edit together my Lies of P video. Alright, GG's, man. Have a good one. I'll speak to you tomorrow. Take it easy, bro.